Have a good day, my dear children. We are going to start with this uh, lesson number 3 today. Actually, this is this coming under O-level ICT syllabus. This is under grade 10 and textbook chapter electronics spreadsheet. So if you have not seen the previous lessons that we did, you can just refer to my channel and go through the text, go through the tutorials that we have completed. This is for English medium students because there are some issues that English medium students they are having some difficulties to find proper materials, maybe proper classes. Therefore, I have decided to do this specially for English medium students. Okay, so under this chapter, so this is Excel, or if you're using OpenOffice, you have the Calc application, CALC. It's giving us Calc, not Calc, it's Calc. If it is in LibreOffice also, you have Calc application. So if you need to see the installation part, I have separate video there. So instructing how to install this in your computer. So if you install in Microsoft Windows, it is not a free software, you have to pay and buy that, or you have to use a trial software and then upgrade it to it by purchasing the license. But if you want to freely use this without any subscription or without paying, so I advise you to download LibreOffice, or you can even download Apache OpenOffice. So that is the free version of this. So anyway, so you will see similarities in both versions, in Apache OpenOffice or in LibreOffice. You will see the same structure, which is similar to Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office has the different applications like Excel, PowerPoint, Word. So similar to that in OpenOffice, you can see Calc, Impress, Math, and Writer, which is similar to Word. Okay, so if you go to the history of this application, earlier days we were using like Lotus 1, 2, 3, and different applications to organize data. Actually, this is not just this is not just to store data. It support you to do various kind of operations like calculations, summing up, organizing data, and even data representation or data presentation. So you can just generate drafts and charts and show uh, generate management reports. Excel is even though you are learning at school age, Excel is not just a beginner's application. Excel has that advanced features supporting even managers, directors to take decisions like forecasting, and decision making support. It has the different kind of support levels. That means even beginners can use this as a calculator, like you all. And but managers or the directors or employees can use this application as um, for their for their job. So it is actually easier way to store and process data. So this is the book that I have downloaded, same textbook available to you. This is using ethaxallow. You can go to the same URL and download this if you want, but I think you have the book with you. If not, just follow me and download this from the URL shown in this address bar. Right. Here in 7.1.1 it shows the um, different versions developed by different companies. So Excel, Microsoft Excel is by Microsoft, and LibreOffice is from, as I said, it is Document Foundation, and OpenOffice Calc is from Apache Foundation. Numbers in Apple computers use numbers, so I can show you numbers. Yeah, this is the application numbers, and it is also quite similar to Excel here. But nowadays this Microsoft also support in Mac OS because they have introduced Office 365, which can be installed in Mac OS as well. I'm using that version. And So the first steps are self-explanatory. I'm not going to explain it back. So how to start Excel application. And anyway, the Excel, you should know what is the extension. Default extension in Microsoft is XLSX. It is the new version. In old version, it was XLS. And in the interface, you can see this component. So basically, let me zoom this. Guys, now you can see the screen here. So first I'll go through the book content itself. So here the explanation given, and yeah, they have named the components. Sometimes the examination will get question from this area, so where you have to name the component. So in any window, you know, the title bar is there, and in the bottom you have the status bar which show in the status of the maybe what you're currently doing or anything related to the current status. And then you have the home ribbon, help button here, control buttons like minimize, maximize, and close. Then the vertical scroll bar and horizontal scroll bar, because the spreadsheet is with a very, it's kind of, it's not like A4 sheet, it's lengthy, and you can enter a lot of data in a single sheet. Therefore you can see the horizontal and vertical scroll bars there. And then the quick access toolbar. So this has components like save in or new document, that you want to access quick menus, you can include this it here. And here this one is called this A1 part, that this is called name box, where you can see the cell reference. That means the column here, the column is A and 1 is the row, so you name like A column 1, A1 is the cell name. It's showing, the active cell name is showing in the name box. Then you have the insert function, so where you can insert any function from and by searching that. And you have other ribbons like home ribbon, insert ribbon, page layout ribbon, and other ribbons are there. So this FX, this empty box is called formula bar, so where you can insert formulas. And so then you have row numbers, column letters, or column headings and row headings. Maybe you can say column letters and row numbers. And here the worksheet navigation, you can navigate to worksheet places using this small icon. And you have the view buttons. Default, you can see the page layout view and some other views, the zoom control panel, and all these things are there. So this is how the interface look like. This is in Word 2000, sorry, Excel 2010. Let's go to Office 365 that I'm using in my Mac, and let's see how these components are there. So the quick access toolbar, you can see, as said, this is home, save, undo, redo buttons, and here you have some commands, the new, print, spelling, check-in, sort, ascending, sort, descending. You can just go to more commands and add new one if you wish. So if, let's say, if you want to include, let's say you want to include save as here, just go and add this there. Then you can see, okay, save as is added to quick access toolbar, and now we can see the save as, right? So likewise, this is for save as. So likewise, you can add anything that you want to add. You can go to more commands or more features, and then if you want to add cart, just include it and save. Then you can see it is added, and you can sort this, and you can change the preferences. Now cart is there. So this is quick access toolbar, and in the Mac you can see the control buttons, the minimize, maximize, and close buttons in the other hand, the left hand side. But if it is in a Windows, you can see this in right hand side. So this is because basically those two have some opposite ideas. And then the ribbons: home ribbon, insert ribbon, draw ribbon, page layout, formulas, data, review, and view ribbons. You can interchange between these ribbons. Then you have this in the bottom, you can see the spreadsheet. This is a cell. When you select a cell, you call it active cell. When you select a cell, you call it active cell. You can see that column letter is highlighted in gray color, as well as the row number is highlighted in gray color. The column letter is H, row number is 8, so you call this H8. You can see that in name box. You can type, if you want to go to H10, you can type in the name box and press enter. It will go to H10. And if you want to go for A1, let's type A1 and it will go for A1. And likewise, you can use the name box to navigate. That is one thing. And here this is insert function button, where you can insert so you can search and insert functions from that. So here the formula bar, when you write a formula, for an example, if you write a number here 10, so if you write 20 here, right, if you go and add 10 plus 20 using cell references, the cell references B4 and C4, answer you can see in the cell, but if you click on the cell, your formula bar shows the formula. It shows the formula which is used to generate this answer. 10 plus 20 is 30, but to generate that answer, you have added B4. B4 means this name, this cell, B4 and C4, and that's how you have generated the answer. It is showing in the formula bar. And this is what I said, zoom control. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. Ooh, sorry. Right. Then you have this view, normal view, page layout view. You can see by pages, because how, if you are going to print this sheet, it will not be printed to a single sheet. So there are multiple, because this spreadsheet application, as I said, it's very lengthy. It's a very big application. So if you divide this to pages, you can see, so only few A, B, C, D, F, G, up to G, it will be printed in a single sheet, and row numbers 48. By default, it will go for column letter G and row number 48. That is the page size. But if you change the page size, for an example, if you go page layout, and then I'm going to change the orientation to landscape the other way, then you can see column letter K and row number 32. And if you change the size to A3, you can see column letter P, row number 48. Likewise, if you change the page size, or if you change orientation, if you change margins, let's have narrow margins. Now the P has in, yes, it was P earlier. When I use normal margins, you can see it's P. But when I use narrow margins, it will go up to Q. Yes, one added. And here 48 is 48. So let's say normal, still 48, and narrow, still 48. Right? Okay, you can see it's changing based on the orientation, page sizes that you are selecting, orientation, page sizes, and margins. That is the second view, which is page layout view. The third view is page break or page break preview. So in the page break, you can see the printing content. That means whatever going to be printed, that will be shown in the page break view, because in normally page layout view, you can see all the sheets that they are going to print. Even those are blank and no content, you will see that. But in page break view, you will see actual content part only. So this will be printed to page 1. Okay, those are the views. By default, 3 views. And you can see only one sheet is there, but earlier days there were 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So, but the recent version, the new version has got only one sheet. But you can add many sheets. Here you have the plus button to insert sheets as you wish. You can add sheets. But single sheet itself is more than enough for our day-to-day tasks. But in order to separate this or categorize this, you maybe, if you want to, okay, let's say you have 11C here, 11A here, 11B here. You want to store marks in 11A, 11B, 11C, 11D. If you want to categorize that, you can add many sheets. Otherwise, a single sheet is enough. I know that, but the thing is, if you want to categorize this, organize this properly, you will add sheets. And the whole document is called book. When you're going to do file save as, you can see this as a Excel workbook, XLSX, Excel workbook, and you can see many other formats. Even it support open document spreadsheet, ODS, which is supported by Libreoffice Calc and Apache OpenOffice, that is ODS. right? Remember that extension ODS. And if it is XLS, the older version of Excel. If it is XLSX, is a new version of Microsoft. And if it is macro enabled, if it is XLSM, macro means recorded procedures, you can include that. We'll learn later. And you can even save this as a comma delimited or tab delimited txt file, text file, which can be opened in Notepad. And you can even save this as CSV, comma separated versions. CSV, that means cells are separated by commas. I'll show that. All right. Likewise, you have many options to save this. PDF, portable document format. You have many other formats like that. Right. Now you know the basics. What I didn't explain. Oh, share button. Share button is basically there if you want to share this in OneDrive or any to your email or cloud. You have that share feature where you can update the application, and at the same time some collaborators, maybe some people join to the network from the other side, they can also see the update because this will be updated in your cloud. So that feature is there in new version. Right, that is about the basics and interface. And I think I have explained all. And the cell numbering part, cell name you can change if you want. So if you go to this one and if you change this as let's say this as marks, then the default name will be changed to marks. If you change this as, let's say, age, now the default cell address is changed to marks age. And you can see here still the cell reference is B4 and C4, even though we assign marks age. So Excel takes its defaults. Those are the cell address default names. But if you want, you can add from the variable names, but that part is not required here. Right, that's it. Let's discuss the tools in the next video.